Alright guys, BigPoppaTMo here. We're back playing Escape the Pacific. It is almost dawn. It is about 5 o'clock in the morning. The sun is coming up off to our left. We are still headed south-southeast on our boat, and we had a very interesting development. We got the cluster adventurer achievement for discovering a new cluster. As you can see, our map now shows a new cluster. We're going to go ahead and zoom out, see what it does. First cluster, second cluster is somewhere in there. That's the new cluster. I don't see anything on the horizon yet. We have been following some seagulls. So we should see them relatively soon. They should be coming out to fish, and they should be coming from that direction. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm gonna speed up time, and we're going to continue on this path, and we really need to start keeping an eye out for islands. So I need to start really scanning the horizon for that, but I'm waiting to see these seagulls just to verify that we're still on the correct course. Well, they should be coming out to go fishing any minute now. They normally take off right at noon, or right at dawn. Not noon, silly Timo. And we should be dawn right about now. And sure enough, there they are. All right, so let's go ahead and greet our seagulls. Look at that beautiful sunrise. Seagulls coming in. Look at those guys. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to pull up the map. I'm going to take a nice little screenshot. And then we're going to go ahead and do a quick little scan. I don't see anything. That doesn't surprise me. We should still actually be a decent bit away from the islands, so we're going to have to start zooming. So basically, real time, this little adventure has taken about 2 hours so far. 2 real hours of my life spent sailing. It hasn't really been all that bad. I've been fast traveling most of the time. My supplies are still doing really well. I haven't even broken through that first barrel of water. So I've only gone through about not even 20 gallons of water so far, and I've only eaten, I think, 3 times. So in general, the cost of food and water so far has been pretty low. I definitely overplanned for this adventure. There's another group of seagulls coming out of here. So there are, in fact, islands that way. We just got to find them. We're going to keep sailing until about noon, and then if we haven't found an island yet, by noon we'll jump up on the roof again and we'll get another sextant reading. I don't know if that'll help or anything else like that. We're actually in the new cluster map zone, so we just have to find some land. And like I said, I've been pointing the way that these seagulls have been going. Now, while I was sailing, it was kind of interesting. So the seagulls appeared right at dusk, and they were still flying directly behind us. So I thought we were closer to the old cluster, and then all of a sudden another group of seagulls flew overhead, and they were headed this direction. So I had been turned to face that way, but I adjusted course to go this way because that's the way the seagulls were going. So I wasn't too far off. Directly south was not the proper direction. When the guy said that the cluster was to the south, it's really south-southeast, but pretty close. So really can't argue about his definition of south. It was definitely southerly. But now we've just got to make landfall, and we'll be good to go. It is entirely possible that this is going to take almost a full day of sailing, to get within sight of land. I would not be too god-awful surprised with how long we were sailing out from the other cluster before we hit that midpoint between them and got the achievement for leaving the cluster, and how long it took before we got the achievement of discovering a new cluster. I would think that it's probably going to be evening time before I even see land. But we will do what we gotta do. Alright, I do want to see what time it is. I need to stand up to do that. I don't know why you need to stand up to check your watch. Excuse me. Apparently there's some pollen out here on the open ocean. I'm going to snap a little quick picture of that one. Alright, let's go ahead and get our UI back up. Alright, so we discovered the new cluster right about 5 o'clock in the morning. 4:30, 5 o'clock. And it should be rolling up on about 10 o'clock now. Keep scanning the horizon, just see if we see any little blips. Winds have been relatively calm, but we are still making some pretty decent speed, apparently. Alright, let's go ahead and stand up, check the time again. Not even 10 o'clock, wow. Time seems to move awfully slow while you're having fun. It's very exciting. Now we've only slept twice, so this is actually our third day at sea. And I did realize that I kind of made a mistake. So, and I've made this mistake before. I really should have learned my lesson about this on land. When you have the banana palm bed, the 140 bed, you only sleep for like 2.5 hours before you're fully rested. So you don't sleep the night through. So what you guys might want to do on your boat, you might want to bring a crappier bed so that you sleep longer to get that rest. One of the things that I had taken to doing on land overnight was I was sleeping on the ground, 40% rest, so that I would sleep through the night. And I would just listen to the crickets and the seagulls to know when to wake up. On the boat, that might be a good idea as well, to sleep on a crappy bed so that you sleep most of the night through. Alright, I still don't see anything on the horizon. Let's see what time it is. I should probably back up a little bit. Alright, so it's almost 11:30. I think we can probably get an accurate sextant reading. Of course, to do that, we need to be someplace we can see the sun. I found the best way to do that is to get up on the roof. Alright, let's do a mirror reset. Mirror up. Mark. Oh, I think I need to actually zoom out. Let's get out of the cluster. There we go. I don't know what this actually means. I honestly don't. But now that we're up here too, let's take a quick gander along the horizon here. Whoop. What do we got there? We got land. Land dead ahead. Alright, let's get there. Heck yeah. It was really far on the horizon. I was picking up the question mark, but didn't actually see it. So it was pretty far out there. But I'm excited. We found our second cluster. We found some land. Now we just got to actually get to the island. Now, one of the first things we want to do is we want to land on one island and mark as many islands as we can see. And then we want to go to a second island and mark as many islands as we can see and get the triangulation. Because you have to mark an island from 2 islands to get the letter designation on it. I still don't see it. That was pretty far out there. But the seagulls work. The sextant works. Having a decent amount of food and water with you, definitely a good idea. And then also, I think what really, there's the island, pretty much dead ahead. I think what really, really helped was the fact that I took those outriggers off and made the boat more slick. It was definitely a sleeker model. Not sure what we got going on here with this island. Doesn't look like a lot of trees on that one. Seas are pretty rough. Wind is picking up. I also only see the one. Won't see anything else. It's okay, I gotta start somewhere. And it could just be that we're far enough away from it that it's not rendering. Yeah, as I get closer to it, I see more and more details. It's either a rocky island or it does have a lot of trees. If it has a lot of trees, it's actually, we're just so far away from it, it's actually a relatively large island, which is what I'm leaning towards now. That might be a pretty big island. Yeah, because the closer we get to it, the more stuff I see. I still don't see anything else on the horizon, though. So maybe this is just the far northern tip of archipelago. Oh, there's something over there. All right, let's go ahead and utilize our compass. That's definitely something. That's definitely something. Thirsty. All right, so we've got 2 islands visible so far. We did use that whole one. That one was empty. That water's getting bad. All my water's getting bad. They're also hard to Alright, let's hit that one more time. We need land food and a little vitamin C. Alright, so everything is hard to target. We must be moving around quite a bit. Eat some cooked meat. Eat a whole papaya. And some salted seafood. That is not salted. I brought these guys along with me just for the appearance. They had decent stuff in them before, and I figured I would not. Why is everything so hard to target? Salted seafood. Alright, we're pretty good on all of our stuff. Our health is down a little bit, though. I think that I'm going to chalk that up to the bad water. Alright, we're going to hit a save here real quick. Remember, guys, alpha version of the game. Let's go ahead and zoom to this island. We'll go ahead and make landfall. 2 islands so far, one off to the left, one dead ahead. I would have preferred to be able to see more islands, but 2 is a good start. We're going to need more islands than this to triangulate our position, though. Looks like there's a 3rd one over here. So we'll go from this island to that island. Probably to that island. That way we can get everything all nice and triangulated. And hopefully we'll have more islands to choose from. This island is not as big as I thought it was going to be. But it definitely has, looks like it's got some bananas and some regular palm trees. That's actually a shipwreck, not an island. So we have 2 islands and a shipwreck. And as I said, it is coming up on evening time. So my timing was pretty smooth. All right, there is a third island over there. Winds are picking up. Getting a little bit of lag coming in here. All right, so I'm going to slow that down. There's another island back there. All right, so there is our new island. Take a little screenshot of that one. All right, got a nice loggerhead. All right, let's take our sails down. Got a loggerhead and a turtle. For some odd reason, I can't interact with anything. That's not a good sign. All right, so I'm going to save here, guys, now that we made landfall. Unfortunately, this is going to be kind of a short episode because I'm going to need to back totally out of here. If I can't even interact with the boat anymore. So I'm going to need to restart the game. Thanks again for all the love and support. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Thanks for joining me on this journey to the second cluster, Escape the Pacific. If you haven't already, make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel. Doesn't cost you a thing. It means the world to me. Hit that notification. Get notified every time I go live or post new content. Until next time, guys, go find your own damn clusters.